Doncast.
Is there any opening?
I hear the music.
Do you? Okay.
We'll do it in post.
Let's do it in post. You mean like through the mail?
That's right. I will hire a man named Peter Quistgaard to edit the intro of this
Peter Quistgaard.
Doncast number 10. Yes, it's the history of the Don Loans Project with myself, Chris Smith, Jacob Snyder.
Yeah, we made it to double digits.
Double-digit Doncast. Whoa.
Triple D.
Triple D. Yes, so we've been reviewing our history as recording musicians starting in 2002, 3. Oh, I don't know. You go back and hear it. Episode 1. Then there's 2, 3, all the way up to now.
Jeez, what are you asking me for? Yeah.
Exactly. We were there for that. You can be there too. But right now we're picking up where we left off, which was we did an album about Rutland, Vermont, and it was all original.
And surrounding parts.
Rutland and Rutland County.
The greater Rutland region. The hometown care, high tech care with a hometown touch.
Have you been to Rutland lately?
No, I think the last time I was well, actually, that's not true. So right after COVID became reality, I drove like 30 miles from the Canadian border to buy a used grinder.
Oh, right. You told me.
Yeah. So I did go through Rutland, and I beeped as I went by my mom's house.
Nice.
And I also beeped at a little deli I like to get a sandwich at that was closed. Nice. And then I drove to Canada.
Nice.
So
fleeing with the grinder.
So I brought the grinder back south.
They have good grinders in Rutland.
Too
that
cold
place
up there.
Down from the pizza place.
Don't say Gills. Don't say Gills.
No? Gills Delicatessen?
I hate it.
Why?
I just not. It's a lot of
grease.
A lot of hubbub, you know. Oh, Gills, go to Gills. Gills so good. Oh, Gills. Let me tell you, it tastes like this shit was made out of Gills. I mean, it's gross. And it's all greasy and slimy, and you know.
Well,
so all the people that work there are all greasy, slimy too. I don't like it.
So we did this album about Rutland. We didn't write a song about Gills. We did write one about McDonald's.
That's true.
And their relationship with Paul Newman.
Mm-hmm.
But right now in our history, it's like 2007, 8, 9, something like that.
Yeah, we're in there.
And we decide that covers are fun.
Yes,
many have.
Yeah.
Some musicians that Jacob and I share and like put up on a pedestal, well, we found we have the same people up there on a pedestal, or at least worthy of our attention.
Yeah, at that time, for sure. Yeah.
One of them we're going to start talking about tonight is Steely Dan, and we will not stop talking about Steely Dan tonight. We will keep talking about Steely Dan, even when this podcast ends.
That's right.
And until the next one begins, because they are worthy of all of our attention. But the other person is Beck Hansen.
Yeah. That's
What's your favorite Beck memory?
My favorite Beck memory, like from a discography?
Could be an MP3 memory.
Memory P3. Geez, I think... I mean, I was always into Beck, you know, even from like when he was first getting hot in the pop charts. And I didn't listen to much shit that was...
do you think you know every word to Loser? Because I bet I do.
I don't know if I could do it without singing along to it, but I think I could do it. But I'll tell you, the song that I do know all the words to is Satan Gave Me a Taco.
That you jammed out so hard at Green Mountain College with other jammy folk that I think I've gotten you to play it like once or twice. I know
it's one of those that became a burden that was too heavy to bear. But no, I think
and I noticed the Marshall stacks.
That's right. No, I really got into some of the like more, I guess it would be like B-sides or esoteric stuff. I did at that point, I hadn't really realized how many Beck albums there actually were.
Right.
And there are a ton of them. But
his early songwriting, as represented on One Foot in the Grave, and Odelay, and Mellow Gold, and Stereopathic.
Yeah, that's such a great album.
Those are he said in an interview once, like he was writing songs to try to make people laugh. Hence the song Mexico. I am still looking for the ultimate version of you covering Beck's Mexico.
We did go. I really like the song Fume. You remember?
Oh, and there's also somewhere out there an epic cover of you and I doing Fume. There's a fume in this truck. And I don't know what to think or what. So let's check this out. Here's something that we gave a little more attention than that Fume.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So this is a cover of Beck Hanson's song Rowboat.
Yeah, and we, interestingly enough, we weren't the only ones that liked it enough to cover. Johnny Cash covered this song.
Johnny Cash?
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of Beck songs do not get the representation they do, but then they do.
Yeah.
By people like us. And Johnny Cash.
Sped up a little.
I'll be home with the blessing. You'll be straight. You'll be far away. You'll be straight. You'll be far away.
Recorded
magical.
It was magical. It was recorded at
Judge Jim,
Judd Jim pre-renovation at
Big
Vermont
Jim.
Tech, which meant big echo, the biggest echo you could ever imagine, with a stage on a basketball court.
That was pretty good recording.
It was, and I think it was like your box mic, maybe.
Yeah, home built mic,
Yep.
plug in power on the mini disc.
Yep. I'm not sure what keyboard I was playing, or if we.
I think it was that big
amplifiers.
Kurzweil. I think it was that big
Amplifiers.
Kurzweil
Okay.
that you used to have.
Right. K2000. I got the rack now.
Always
The
a
rack
2000.
now.
It's always a 2000.
Every piece of gear that's worthy of your time ends with the
Ends
number
with
2000.
That's right.
Yeah. So we love doing covers. Well, we learned that we loved doing covers. And you could hear right there that some of our early crapola was very complicated in a multi-track thing. But there, you've got two voices and two instruments, and we work together really well. I would say we started to do that more.
Yeah.
It became some of our creative process.
Yeah, it was definitely a little more fun to record that way, even if you're multi-tracking to do, a couple tracks at once.
Right. But also we got a lot better at the breaks. If you and I were to play right now, we would be able to stop and start with each other.
Oh, sure.
In the way that you just heard. Now I'm going to give you a track here, and I'm going to play you a piece of music. Tell me where you've heard this before.
Okay, cue it up. Hey, I know this song.
If I had my way, I would move to another lifetime. I'd quit my job.
So this track, I'm going to start talking over it for reasons of copyright. It's just a sample of the Steely Dan demo track, Any World You're Welcome To.
Any world that I'm welcome to.
Any world that I'm welcome to.
That's right. I prefer the demo to the album version.
Oh, yeah. Listen to these guys.
That I'm welcome to.
Yeah.
That I'm welcome to. It's better than the one.
We're not going to miss the bridge, though. Okay, I'm not going to miss the bridge. It's your favorite Dan bridge of all time.
Is better.
So I know that I bought a copy of the Steely Dan demos at that record shop in Randolph, Vermont, and I know that I cued you into them if you weren't already, and I know that we put this stuff way up there.
Oh yeah,
as far as what we felt we could do, or wanted to do, or did.
Yeah, no, I thought that it was interesting to hear how many other songs they wrote that never made it to album that I thought were just as good, some of them better, and maybe it was just this treatment, the sort of the rougher, get the idea down on tape sort of auditioning of it, but there's so many good tracks. Android Warehouse.
Oh, yeah. Those Steely Dan demos, if you're not familiar with them.
Sun Mountain. That's like one of the...
Sun Mountain. There's two versions of Sun Mountain, and man, are they good.
There's one of the most beautiful songs ever written, and it never made it to record.
Well,
I guess it did, but,
I think those Dan demos are like oddly licensed because I've seen them in different places, and
it's strange that licensure changes on them over time, like a lot.
You know what doesn't change over time? This bridge, man. We're gonna have to tell the story about. Ready?
I got this thing inside me that's got to find a place to hide me. I only know I'm a feeling I can't explain.
It's better.
I'll tell you. So what we decided to do was cover the entire Steely Dan Katy Lied album.
That's right.
Because we both had the same Steely Dan songbook. I bought my copy on the Atlantic City Boardwalk.
I stole mine from my mom.
Yeah. And we knew that we could study each of these songs and we would come up with a unique original version of these. They're not like just easy 1, 4, 5 songs. Lines like that you just heard. I got this thing inside. Well, somehow we were talking about a sweatshirt.
I got the free sweatshirt.
I got the free sweatshirt. I'll never hear this again.
Forgot about that.
So anyway, we made a lot of memories very suddenly, and we became very productive. I would say more productive than most other times because we had this mission to complete this cover album.
It was pretty consuming. I do remember that. I mean, we were getting together
every other week, every week.
Yeah, and it was mostly there. So there was a little change there where in the past there was a lot of you driving to me. And at that point, you were living on the brook and I was driving to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There was a lot of driving.
Always has
7, 100.
Yeah, the sea wasp seen 100 100 times.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna bring over this.
But we got really into it, and I forget how we landed on Katy Lied as the one to do all the way through. I don't really recall how that worked.
I think we saw it as the most fun. It was that or Can't Buy a Thrill.
Yeah.
Because the songs are songs, they're structural. We're not going to have to, laying out things for Black Cow, and everything else needed an esoteric vibe that I felt like we could really access the best of ourselves with the Katy Lied material.
No, it's not the
first track.
They're not to say that there wasn't some really tricky shit.
Oh yeah, no, you're going to hear some. I don't think there's any single guitar line on here. I think every guitar line you ended up multiplying. Was possible. The first? Well, I think the first track was Rose Darling, wasn't it?
That we did?
Yeah.
Well, it's not the first track of the album.
No, but I think it's the first track we did. I think you came over my house and we decided we're going to do Rose Darling first.
Huh. That's interesting because that was the only track in the mastering process that we used the straight digital version of.
You mean this one?
Here it comes.
Maybe.
Darling, come to me. Snake Mary's gone to bed. All our speeding sounds of love cannot disturb her in her night or raise her sleeping head. All I ask of you is make my wildest dreams come true. No one sees and no one knows. Darling, come to me. Snake Mary dreams alone. I would guess she's in Detroit with lots of money in the bank, although I could be wrong. You must know it's right. This war is on the wind tonight. You won't feel it till it grows.
There's two of them there.
Rose darling, my friend. With only you and what I found will wear the weary hours down. Rose darling, come to me. The clock is close at hand. All my empty words of love can never screen the flash I feel will make you understand. Oh honey, can't you see? I know it's real, it's got to be. Why not chase it where it goes? Rose darling, my friend. With only you and what I found
Nice.
That I'll tell you, man.
That still sounds good.
I'm not sure how that came together as well as it did. I remember it was a one-night session. There was not a lot of sessions to this.
I do remember that the thing that really made it, though, was we had that click track, and you had the genius idea of just editing that click so that it sounded like an actual, either a drummer or a drum machine being played. You were cutting breaks out of it after the fact.
Okay.
And that made it sound so good.
Well, I wondered how that drum machine came about, because it sounded like it was just a half of a drum machine.
Yeah, it sounds great though, because anytime like something needs to happen, it drops out or drops back in. I love it. And
there must have been 4 guitar tracks. 2 of those.
There's 2 harmony guitars, and then there's one that plays the breaks, like starts and stops, heads and tails.
Yeah. And the vocals in the chorus, I again think that we should praise ourselves for our
darling. Snake buried thieves alive. Oh yeah, all the praise.
If we hadn't had the notes on the staff in front of us, I don't know if we could have done that. And if you've heard the 9 previous podcasts, then you know that was a major accomplishment, that there, Rose Darling.
Sure. Well, I think too, it was the material was very approachable to us because we'd been singing those songs. I mean, I've been singing those songs in the car since I don't even know how old I was. I mean, that music was playing in my house long before I even knew what it was.
Yeah, my dad was into Steely Dan, but I did not ever. I don't have early memories of the album Katy Lied.
We had them all on cassettes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you still have them?
They might be somewhere. All I really remember is that. So for years, we were pretty poor, so we never had cars that had like proper stereos.
Right.
It was just like a radio, no tape deck. So we would have a boom box, and it would sit on the floor of the passenger side where I sat. Yeah. And we had this bag of D batteries. And that's it seems a little silly in retrospect, because we probably could have afforded a tape deck after buying all those fucking D batteries. But that's how we used to do it, man.
I bet it sounded good.
I turn it up loud enough, anything sounds good.
True. But Steely Dan especially.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I learned the Katy Lied album, I don't know, sometime after college, and I just got really into it. So
it's a good one. Like you said, I think there's a little less of the look how Moo Major we can be, and a little more of the like, oh, this is a song, and this is a body of songs. And
you can't cover the demos, but next to the demos, the Katy Lied album is one of the most fun and straightforward songwriting. Are you ready for another?
Can't Buy a Thrill, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. And aren't they the first 2?
Yes.
Gotcha. Check this out. This is going to be a good one.
Ooh.
Can hardly stand to hear, including yours and mine, and one more champ who isn't here. I can see the ladies talking how the times are getting hard, and that fearsome explanation on Magnolia Boulevard. And I'm gone insane, and I'm laughing at the frozen rain, and I'm so alone. Honey, when they gonna send me home? It's the sneakers and a pina colada, my friend, stomping on the avenue by Radio City with a transistor and a large sum of money to spend. You fella, you tearing up the street. You wear that white tuxedo, how you gonna beat the heat? Do you take me for a fool? Do you think that I don't see that ditch out in the valley that they're digging just for me? Yes, I'm gone insane. Yes, I'm laughing at the frozen rain. Feel like I'm so alone. Honey, when they gonna send me home? Bad sneakers and a pina colada, my friend, stopping on the avenue by Radio City with a transistor and a large sum of money to spend.
Very nice.
Man, I would like to take the bass line out of that into the 21st century.
That's guitar doubling bass or vice versa.
Yep.
And I did like the mix of both electronic and analog drum sets.
Yeah, the entrances of the analog drum sets there.
Well,
like
and then the
robot monkey, like cha 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 cha.
Yeah. And then the choruses are all drum set, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I almost want to say we recorded those separately.
I think
right?
so. I think we dropped them in. I think that click track played the whole time, and then we cut them and dropped them.
The instrumental breaks, as I might say, doom, 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 doom. I remember us suddenly we found ourselves being note scrutinous.
Oh yeah.
And you know, for some songs that matters more than others, and this one it went to the hill.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what that thing is in there that's like the, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, hold on. I'll find it for you. Because it's it's some sort of synthesizer that I think we put an effect on.
Yeah, that's got to be patch mix.
Oh yeah, that's patch mix DSP right there.
Yeah,
and I think we were starting to embrace vocals. Like these are really high and hearty vocals.
Yeah, it's like a military haircut, high and tight.
High and tight, which Becker
and
Fagan.
A lot of doubling, you sing with you, kind of.
Right.
And then we would sing together.
And I would say it was within 3 songs that we found ourselves creating new processes to get through the Steely Dan.
Yeah.
And it was a really, as far as musicianship, it was fantastic. I learned so much.
Seemed to come off okay.
There are 3 more tracks, but the last 2, one of them is an unreleased bonus, and then you get your final mix of it.
Okay.
But right now, before we get to that double shot of Dan, here on the Doncast, it's loading up.
Big build up here.
Big build up. This is unreleased.
Ooh,
I think.
is it? Oh, it's on the record.
This is your original, and then you redid it in a funkier
this is the
way.
redo.
This is the redo?
Yeah. This is the one that made the record.
But she sits alone, 'cause her daddy can't come. Daddy don't leave me back. Don't say it no more. Driving like a fool after hanging sack. Drinking his dinner from a paper sack. He says, I gotta see a joker, then I'll be right back. Daddy don't bring me back to New York City no more. No, no, no.
Favorite solo.
Daddy don't leave me back to New York City no more. He can't get tired every night. Pass out on the ballroom floor. Daddy can't get no fine cigar, but we know you're smoking wherever you are. Daddy don't leave me back to New York City no more.
Well,
Nice.
so I believe that is your solo version with my organ solo on it.
It is, and I love. You know what that is the chord organ.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was totally the solo voice on a Hammond chord organ.
It's like
A
somebody
little phaser.
send in the calliope.
Excellent job with the double vocal, double guitar, bass line.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
The first version of that was shit.
we were
it was
still
like this-
using.
It was a big electric thing, and I don't know, but it just didn't go over. So this was like the stripped down.
All right, so the other one is in the bonus. I wasn't sure which one this was,
Huh,
but
it's fine.
Daddy Don't Live in That New York City No More. Becker Fagan from the Katy Lied album, covered by Don Lone's Project. A little interesting YouTube information for you.
Okay.
This video was posted August 3rd, 2012.
Yep.
723 views since.
Really?
3 likes.
Is there a dislike?
2 dislikes. And 1 fantastic comment. Ready?
What's that?
This album, in air quotes, just gets better. The video works in synergy with the song. Now, the videos, if you look on YouTube, folks, you'll just find arbitrary black and white film that I, had on and just threw it together.
A lot of cartoons.
I tried to edit some as best I could to the song, but the video works in synergy with the song. Lucy still loves her Coke and rum, but ... best bit. And that poster's name, it was 5 years ago, and his name is I Was There.
Well, shout out to you. I was there. So were we.
Now, I didn't remember this. Here's a short one.
2 dislikes?
2 dislikes.
One of those is me.
I tried to do a version of a song, which we can just talk over this because there's no words. Hey, you're listening to the Doncast.
What is that?
Name that damn Don.
Everyone's gone to the movies.
Yeah, everyone's gone to the movies. And I laid down these tracks, and they're not easy.
That's good. Like a game show theme. This is Jeopardy! Now we're alone tonight. That's great.
I'm not sure. See, look, then it breaks out, and then it goes again. So anyway, I did this, and I think I brought it to your house on a CD, and you were like, yeah, that's okay. Or perhaps we decided to go another route. I'm not sure.
Well, I think we used part of it in the version we ultimately went with, didn't we?
No. This is off kilter and strange.
Not that piano?
No. Something similar. I may have brought the keyboard over later. What we did decide to do with Everyone's Gone to the Movies, besides stretch the chords out and have a little fun, we mined voices on YouTube.
Always fun. That's just you can't really go wrong.
If you remember from the Rutland album, we had included voices of people from Rutland, about Rutland, events involving Rutland. And so here on the Steely Dan album, we actually saw it. I'm in Rutland right now, and I'm not waiting. That's one of the greatest lines of all time. I'm in Rutland right now, and I'm not waiting. We'll play that on the next show, folks. But so anyway, we decided to mine YouTube for relevant audio about.
Well, we say relevant.
Yeah, like stuff to do with the movies.
That's right.
One clip that we used was a teenage girl talking to the video camera about working at a movie theater.
Her job. It's her very first job.
Right. And we also took a bunch of audio from a film about RCA moving its cables from the
coaxial cable.
Yeah, some RCA, look, we'll come set up your theater type stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to have paired these. So now you know what you're going to hear, which is really intense. Get ready, Glitter Girl. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Galaxy is my first job.
The sound picture you are about to see and hear comes to you through the lens and loudspeakers of the new RCA 16mm motion picture sound projector, which is finding wide use by public schools for educational work, industrial sales organizations, and homes.
Hi there. I got a question from Glitterhead asking me about what it's like to work at a movie theater because she's about to get hired at one. From my experience, the Galaxy is my first job, first of all. So,
kids, if you want some fun, Mr. LaPage is your man. He's always laughing, having fun, showing his films in the den. Come on. Come on.
I love my job.
Soon you will be 18.
Yeah.
I think you know what I mean. Don't tell your mama, your daddy, your mama. They'll never know where you've been. Everyone's going to the movies. Now we're alone and less. Everyone's going to the movies. Now we're alone and less.
And the job itself is easy as like anything.
Listen to what I say. He wants to show you the way. Right down the hallway with open arms to teach you a new game to play. Come on.
The company jumped up and started firing people.
Come on. Soon it will be too late. Bobbing for apples can't wait.
But you get better.
I know you're used to 16 or more. Sorry, we only have 8.
And you get faster.
Everyone's going to the movies. Now we're alone at last. Everyone's going to the movies. Now we're alone at last.
Our reels of the special coaxial cable that carries a picture from the camera to the front.
Come on,
Do you sell movie tickets here?
come on. Kids, if you want some fun, see what you never have seen. Take off your cheaters and sit right down. Start the projection machine. Everyone's going to the movies. Now we're alone at last. Everyone's going to the movies. Now we're alone at last.
Beer?
The Coke's all right.
Coke and a beer. Now there, I'll bet you planned that answer. If I was going to have beer, you were going to have a Coke, right? Same for you. I'll have a ginger ale.
Me too. See, I'm not so different.
Holy smokes, Dan, here I go building her up that she's being somebody different. Then you have to go order ginger ale. What gives? Here's what gives. The one and only car in the Parker family is in my keeping. And there's a rule of the house. No drinking and driving. Not even beer. Not even water. Water. Water.
There you go.
Oh, isn't that fun?
And
Well,
I don't really want to speak to what, I just want to put this right out there. The listener has every opportunity to make what they will of any and all of those samples
yeah, I mean,
in
to
a
recognize,
storytelling kind of way.
let's talk Steely Dan lyrics for a moment, because they're genius lyric writers. They were in the demos. They were on the first couple albums.
Yes.
They
Yes.
remain so,
Yes.
but they got more and more musical as they went along. Anyway, there's a lewd and baudy side to
Oh.
these guys. So
this one in particular is almost like, it's sort of in a class by itself in terms of, content.
right. Well, we don't know how old this woman is.
No, I mean,
She's just taking a question from Glitterhead
that's right.
and talking about her experience working at a movie theater. And
Some movie tickets here.
And there was no way that we could sing these lyrics without expressing the content of the song. Hey, let the YouTube analytics stand for themselves.
Okay.
334 views,
Mm-hmm.
0 likes,
How many dislikes?
0 dislikes.
Ooh.
That's a win. And
Split.
one comment.
Split decision.
Split decision. One comment from Tim Meyer Music 1 year ago. I think he sums it up pretty well when he says, quote, "Well, now this is interesting, ... a very new take on an old song with a timeless message.
A timeless message.
I'm not sure what else to say about Everyone's Gone to the Movies.
I think that's fine. I think who was that said that?
Tim Meyer Music.
I'd say at Tim Meyer Music summed it right up.
Yeah.
Good job, Tim.
So we have come to the end of this Doncast. The next one, we will cover the other half of the Steely Dan cover album that we did.
That's right.
Are you with me, Dr. Wu? You know.
You're really just a shadow of the man that I once knew.
Hey!
That's right.
Oh, so much fun to come, folks.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
we've
what
got
you're in for. Now, you can find it already on the Don Loans page if you want more very new takes on old songs with timeless messages.
That's right. If you're within
the
sound,
right page.
You're within the sound of our voices.
That's right. That's right. You'll hear it.
There.
Just start clicking around. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you, dear sir.
I'd like to talk real quick about tonight's sponsor.
Tonight's sponsor, I forgot.
Yeah. Tonight is sponsored by Hannaford brand Lemon Seltzer.
Hey, I'm drinking bubbly seltzer. It's the Albertsons / Safeway brand.
So I always wanted to have a brand of seltzer that was hardly knower seltzer.
Ooh,
I think that would have been good one.
No calorie, natural flavors.
Yeah, I'm rocking lemon flavor with other natural flavors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
The cow.
Dog. I can almost. It tastes like lemon flavored dog.
Well, it's good. Stay hydrated, folks.
It's
right. Getting hot out there.
Stay frosty.
And enjoy some music. We really did work hard on some of these things, as you can hear.
Hopefully.
Rowboat.
Well, play us out, Tim. Get the fuck.